There is a moment in every person's life when the illusion breaks. The illusion about people, the illusion about loyalty, the illusion about how the world works. For some people, that moment comes early. For others, it comes painfully late. Maybe after betrayal, maybe after success, maybe after trusting the wrong person. Because the truth is, human nature is complicated. People can smile while secretly competing with you. They can support you while quietly hoping you fail. They can promise loyalty while already planning their exit. And this realization can feel painful, but it can also be powerful. Because once you understand human nature, you stop being surprised by it, you stop being manipulated by it, and you begin to see the world with clarity. Today, we are going deeper than motivation. This is not just inspiration. This is psychology, history, reality, 10 brutal truths about human nature, truths philosophers studied, truths history confirmed, truths successful people learn early, and truths most people ignore until life forces them to learn. The nature of human behavior. Human beings are fascinating. We write poetry. We build civilizations. We fall in love. We dream about changing the world. But beneath all of that, there is a deeper layer: instinct, emotion, survival. Psychologists have studied this for centuries. Philosophers debated it. Historians observed it. And they all discovered something similar. Human nature rarely changes. Technology changes. Society evolves. But human instincts remain. The desire for status, the fear of rejection, the instinct for survival, the tendency toward competition. These forces shape our behavior more than we realize. Understanding this does not make you cynical. It makes you wise. Because when you understand how people behave, you stop expecting the impossible, and you start navigating life with awareness. So let us begin with the first truth. Truth 1. People are nice when it benefits them. Kindness is real. There are genuinely good people in this world. People who help others without expecting reward. People who give because giving reflects their character. But those people are rare. Human psychology often operates differently. Many acts of kindness are influenced by something deeper. Reciprocity. In psychology, reciprocity means something simple. People help others because they expect something in return. Maybe not immediately, maybe not consciously, but somewhere in the mind, there is an expectation, a favor, a connection, an opportunity. And this explains why some relationships feel conditional. When you are valuable, people stay close. When you have influence, people listen. When you have opportunities, people appear. But when the benefits disappear, so do many of the people. History has shown this again and again. When powerful leaders fall, their supporters disappear. When successful businesses collapse, loyal partners vanish. Not because everyone is evil, but because human nature is strongly connected to advantage. Even ancient philosophers noticed this. The Roman philosopher Seneca once wrote, "When fortune smiles, friends are plenty. But when fortune fades, the crowd disappears." This truth does not mean you stop trusting people. It means you learn to recognize genuine loyalty, because real loyalty remains even when there is nothing to gain. And that level of character is rare. Truth 2. Most people follow the crowd. Imagine standing alone against thousands of people. Everyone believes one thing, and you believe something different. Your voice shakes, your heart races, your mind begins to question itself. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe everyone else is right. This psychological pressure is powerful. It is called social conformity. In the 1950s, a psychologist named Solomon Asch conducted a famous experiment. He placed participants in a room with several other people. The participants were asked a very simple question: which line is longer? The answer was obvious, but there was a twist. The other people in the room were actors, and they intentionally gave the wrong answer. One after another. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. And something fascinating happened. Many participants ignored their own eyes and agreed with the group, even though the group was clearly wrong. Why? Because human beings fear social rejection. We want belonging. We want acceptance. We want approval. And because of this, many people follow the crowd, not because the crowd is right, but because the crowd feels safe. History provides countless examples. Entire societies once believed ideas we now recognize as harmful, but very few individuals had the courage to oppose them.
Pressure, the strength to walk a path others may not understand, and that kind of independence is rare. Truth 3. Success changes how people see you. There is something strange about success. It changes how the world looks at you, but more importantly, it changes how people treat you. When you are struggling, many people doubt you. They question your decisions. They question your dreams. They question your direction. Sometimes they say it politely. Sometimes they say it directly. But the message is the same. You should be realistic. You should play it safe. You should stop chasing impossible things. And for a moment, you might even believe them. Because when you are unknown, your vision sounds like a fantasy. But something interesting happens. When success finally arrives, suddenly the same people who doubted you begin telling a different story. They say they always believed in you. They say they knew you would succeed. They say they saw your potential from the beginning, but deep down, you remember the silence. You remember the skepticism. You remember the lack of support. Because success changes perception. Human psychology is deeply connected to status. Throughout history, status determined survival. The strongest tribe survived. The most powerful leaders controlled resources. The most successful individuals attracted loyalty. So deep inside the human brain, success signals something powerful: competence, authority, value. And when people detect that signal, their behavior shifts. Your ideas suddenly sound smarter. Your opinions suddenly sound more important. Your presence suddenly commands attention. But the truth is, you are the same person you were before. The difference is not you. The difference is perception. And that is why success reveals something powerful. Who supported your journey when nothing was guaranteed, and who only appeared after the victory was visible. History shows this pattern again and again. When Steve Jobs was building Apple in the early days, many people doubted the vision. Computers in every home? It sounded unrealistic. But when Apple succeeded, the world praised his genius. The same vision, the same man, but completely different reactions. Success changes perception. Truth 4. Envy is more common than support. Imagine two friends. They grow up together. They share dreams. They talk about the future. They promise to support each other. But one day, something changes. One friend succeeds. Maybe he builds a company. Maybe she becomes famous. Maybe one person's life moves forward faster. At first, the other friend celebrates. They say the right words. They offer congratulations. They smile. But slowly, something uncomfortable appears. Comparison. Comparison is dangerous because comparison creates measurement, and measurement creates emotion, sometimes admiration, but often envy. Envy is one of the most misunderstood emotions in human psychology. People rarely admit it. They hide it. They deny it. But envy has existed throughout history. In fact, one of the oldest stories ever told is about envy. The story of Cain and Abel, two brothers. One became favored. The other became resentful, and envy led to tragedy. This ancient story captures a timeless truth. Sometimes, success in one person's life creates discomfort in another, not because they hate you, but because your success reminds them of their own unrealized potential. It reminds them of their own delays, their own mischances, their own unfinished dreams. And that reminder can be painful. Psychologists call this social comparison theory. We naturally evaluate ourselves by comparing our lives to others. And when someone close to us moves ahead, that comparison becomes personal. This does not mean everyone will envy your success. Some people will genuinely celebrate you, but it does mean something important. Not everyone who smiles at your victory is happy about it. Some smiles hide admiration. Others hide resentment. And learning to recognize the difference is part of understanding human nature. Truth 5. People love winners. The world respects results, not effort, not struggle. Results. This truth can feel unfair because effort matters. Sacrifice matters. Persistence matters. But society rarely celebrates those things. Society celebrates the final outcome, the victory, the achievement, the trophy. Think about history. How many people know the name of the person who finished second? Very few. But everyone remembers the winner. This is why competition is such a powerful force in human behavior. Winning attracts attention. Winning attracts opportunity. Winning attracts respect. And because of this, many people chase success, not for fulfillment, but for recognition, for applause, for validation. But there is a hidden danger in this. If your motivation depends on applause, you become dependent on the crowd. And crowds are unpredictable. Today they celebrate you. Tomorrow they ignore you. The same audience that cheers for you. But true fulfillment comes from something deeper. Purpose. Purpose survives failure. Purpose survives criticism. Purpose survives silence. And that is why the strongest individuals build their lives around purpose, not applause, because applause comes and goes, but purpose creates legacy. Truth 6. Fear controls most lives. Fear is quiet. It does not shout. It whispers. It whispers in moments when opportunity appears. Don't try. What if you fail? What will people say? Fear rarely looks dangerous. It feels reasonable, logical, safe. But that is illusion, because fear is one of the most powerful forces shaping human behavior. Throughout history, fear has controlled empires. Fear has silenced voices. Fear has stopped revolutions before they even began. But the most dangerous form of fear is not public fear. It is private fear. The fear inside the mind. The fear that convinces someone to abandon their dreams. Psychologists understand this well. The human brain is designed for survival, not greatness, not risk, survival. Thousands of years ago, this instinct kept humans alive. Avoid danger, avoid uncertainty, avoid the unknown. But in the modern world, the same instinct can become a prison because growth requires risk, opportunity requires uncertainty, success requires stepping into the unknown, and fear tries to prevent all of it. Think about how many people live their entire lives never chasing what they truly want, not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because fear whispers louder than their ambition. History gives us powerful examples. When Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus, fear was everywhere. Fear of punishment, fear of arrest, fear of violence. But courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting despite fear. And when one person chooses courage, history can change. Most people wait for fear to disappear, but fear rarely disappears. It is managed, controlled, confronted. The people who build extraordinary lives are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear make their decisions. Truth 7. People forget your sacrifices. There's a painful lesson many people learn later in life. Sacrifice does not guarantee appreciation. You can help someone for years. You can support them in their darkest moments. You can invest time, energy, effort. But human memory is selective. People often remember their disappointments more clearly than your sacrifices. Psychologists call this negativity bias. The human brain naturally remembers negative experiences more strongly than positive ones. This helped early humans survive, remember the danger, avoid the threat. But in relationships, this bias can create problems. One mistake can overshadow years of loyalty. One disagreement can erase countless acts of kindness. And when this happens, it can feel unfair. It can feel painful. But understanding human nature helps you see it differently. You stop expecting perfect gratitude. You stop expecting perfect memory. Instead, you act according to your values, not according to other people's reactions. History offers a powerful example. When Nikola Tesla revolutionized electrical engineering, his contributions shaped the modern world. Yet, during much of his life, he struggled financially. Sometimes recognition arrives decades later. Sometimes appreciation never arrives at all. But character is not defined by applause. Character is defined by the principles you choose to live by. Do good because it reflects who you are, not because you expect reward. Truth 8. Power reveals true character. Power changes people. At least, that is what many believe. But the truth is more complex. Power rarely creates character. Power reveals it. When someone has little power, their behavior is limited. Their choices are restricted. But when power arrives, those limits disappear. Suddenly, their true instincts emerge. Throughout history, this pattern appears repeatedly. Some leaders rise to power and become wise. They become responsible. They use authority to protect others. But others become something different, arrogant, controlling, cruel. Why? Because power amplifies what already exists inside. Think about the Roman Emperor, Nero. History remembers him for excess, for cruelty, for destructive leadership. Power did not create those qualities. Power simply removed the restraints. Psychologists describe this as the power paradox. The same qualities that help someone gain power, confidence, assertiveness, ambition, can transform into arrogance once power is secured. That is why great leaders require something rare: self-awareness, humility, discipline, because power without discipline can quickly become corruption. And this truth applies not only to political leaders, it applies to everyday life. Give someone control over money, authority, influence. Watch carefully. You will learn who they truly are. Power reveals character. Always. Truth 9. Most people prioritize themselves. There is a difficult truth about human nature. Most people care about themselves first. This does not always mean people are evil. It means they are human, because deep inside the brain, there is one primary command: survive. Protect yourself. Protect your future. Protect your resources. Thousands of years ago, this instinct kept human beings alive. Food was limited. Shelter was limited. Safety was never guaranteed. So the brain evolved to prioritize survival. And survival starts with the self. This instinct still exists today, even in modern society. When opportunities appear, people chase them. When resources are limited, people compete for them. When success is on the line, people protect their position. Understanding this truth changes how you see the world. You stop expecting everyone to sacrifice for you. You stop assuming everyone shares your priorities. Instead, you become stronger, more independent, more self-reliant. History shows this clearly. During times of crisis, human behavior becomes visible. Wars, economic collapses, social instability. In those moments, people reveal their true priorities. Some people become heroes. They protect others. They sacrifice. But many people focus on survival. Their family, their future. And this is not always cruelty. Sometimes it is simply instinct. Understanding this protects you from disappointment because you stop expecting perfection from human nature, and instead, you learn to build strength within yourself. Truth 10. People respect strength. Strength has always commanded respect, not just physical strength, mental strength, emotional strength, the strength to stand firm, the strength to maintain boundaries, the strength to say no. Many people believe being kind is enough, and kindness is important. Kindness builds connection. Kindness builds compassion. But kindness without boundaries can invite exploitation. Some people test limits. They observe how far they can go. They watch how you respond when pressure appears. If you always surrender, they push further. If you always tolerate disrespect, they repeat it. But strength changes everything. Strength communicates something powerful. Self-respect, confidence, clarity. When people sense strength, their behavior shifts. They become more careful, more respectful, more aware, because strength creates psychological distance. History gives us many examples. Leaders who commanded respect were rarely the loudest. They were rarely the most aggressive, but they possessed something deeper. Presence, conviction, unshakable belief. Think about figures like Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison. 27 years. Most people would have broken. Most people would have surrendered. But when he walked out of prison, he carried something powerful. Dignity, strength, moral authority. And the world respected it. Not because of power, but because of character. Strength is not domination. Strength is discipline. Strength is composure. Strength is knowing your worth without needing to shout it. The moment of understanding. There comes a moment in every life when the illusion disappears. The illusion that the world is always fair. The illusion that everyone will support you. The illusion that kindness always returns kindness. At first, this realization feels painful because it changes how you see people. It changes how you see the world. But something powerful happens. After that moment, clarity. You begin to understand human behavior. You stop being shocked by betrayal. You stop being surprised by envy. You stop expecting loyalty from people who never possessed it. Instead, you become aware. You watch actions, not words. Patterns, not promises. Character, not appearances. And this awareness changes everything. Because once you understand human nature, you stop being controlled by it. You stop being manipulated by it. You move through life with intelligence, with emotional discipline, with strength. You choose your circle carefully. You protect your time. You protect your energy. And you build a life based on reality, not illusion, because the world does not belong to the naive. It belongs to the aware, the ones who observe, the ones who learn, the ones who understand people without losing themselves. And when you reach that level of awareness, something remarkable happens. You stop fearing human nature. You start mastering it. And that is one of the most powerful skills a person can ever develop.